A special one for jazz lovers. Okay. Greetings to you all from, wherever you are hearing us from. Today is going to be a very special day because we are starting something new today. Something new today we are starting, and we are glad if you are joining us online at the moment, and if you are going to join us later, we are surely looking forward to you. Sorry, I have to be doing many things at a time, but it's okay. Right, so thank you for joining. If you've not subscribed, kindly subscribe. Now, this evening, I promise you, is going to be very, very interesting. The great man in the house that is going to take us through a lecture on, how to identify and, maximize your critical success factors. As I said, it's going to be very interesting. My name remains Oluwambe Pelumi Adib Pelumi Folari. There are two types of people who will tell you that you cannot make a difference in this world. Those who are afraid to try, those will tell you that you can't make a difference. And then those who are afraid you will succeed. Now, the question is, who are those you are listening to? And that is why we are organizing this webcast, particularly for you. Yes, Nigeria is becoming more tense everywhere in Africa. There are questions that need to be answered. But today, we are not focusing on anything political. Now, what we are talking about is more, into management than, political. Success usually comes to those who are too busy looking for it. And I'm sure my listeners today are very busy looking for success. For the fact that you are listening to me, you're already successful. For the fact that you woke up this morning, you are successful. For the fact that you are healthy, you are successful. And now, money, that is another aspect of success. So money is not all about life. Your meaning is extremely important. Like a great man once said that, if you say money is not good, that means you are not good. Yeah, money is extremely important, even that is not all about life. So today, to unpack our topic today is Mr. Tobi. Without much of further ado, let me allow this great man to introduce himself while I stand aside. Kindly introduce yourself, my great friend.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tobi Olabajo. I'm the founder and CEO of Fixable and Tokyo Technologies. Mr. Kolomi happens to be my very, very old lecturer, and I'm really humbled to be here. It's so great seeing everyone, and I hope you take so much from everything we're going to share today. So the topic is how to identify and maximize your critical success factors. When I got that message, I was curious. Critical success factors. I wanted to understand deeply what that means. Then I did some research and understood that success factors are things that when you do them, they improve your chances of succeeding. So what I want to talk to you about is how to identify the things that can help you and help you succeed in the very long run. Like I said, I'm the founder of Tokyo Technologies, and it's a digital agency firm that works with over 140 businesses in 13 different countries. And so I have quality experience of what I'm about to share with you today. Because my life growing up wasn't rosy. Like Mr. Kolim doesn't even know this, but growing up, I was not a very bright student. I failed my secondary school, throughout secondary school. I was put on trial several times. So the things I'm going to share with you today are the things I used to pick up my life and brought it to where it is right now. Right now, I'm doing so well in many areas. And so the things I'm going to share with you today are things that can help you also take your life from wherever it is right now to wherever you want it to be. So the first thing I'll share is understanding that you're the sole determinant of wherever you are right now, wherever you're going to be. Understanding that you're responsible completely for your life. That's the first thing. Because in Nigeria, in this part of the world, we always have this hope like something's going to save us. We always have this mentality like a God or a president or something's going to save us. When you can get it clearly, like perfectly, that you are the only person that can change your life. No one's going to help you. Like I said, I was struggling. I failed JAMB 6 times, and every single time I tried, I always failed. But I figured out that I was not a dumb student really, because that I did not know how to learn. So what I did was I took control and I started searching how to learn. I took courses, I read books, I did all the things that mattered. And I was able to eventually pass JAMB and get into admission. But I then figured out life, so I felt like there's no point going to university anymore. But my point is understanding you're the sole determinant of your life. You're the one that if your business is failing right now, you are making 1 million a month in your business life right now. To get to 10 million, no one is going to help you. You have to sit down and think and do all the work. That's the first determinant. That's the first success factor that I can share with you. Understanding that you're completely responsible for your life. No power is coming to save you. And the reason why this mentality is beautiful is that it causes you to do the work. Because when you, like for instance, let me give you a good example. If you're, my dad used to share a story when we were young. He said, when you go to a bus stop, right, you see people that are trying to enter a bus. They are juggling. When you understand that if I do enter this bus, nothing's going to take me to this bus. If I don't enter this bus, what are you going to do? You're going to fight to enter. You push everyone and rush into the bus to enter. Because you understand that, okay, if I don't do this thing, nothing's going to help me do it. So that mentality is very beautiful to have. It's a very, very important mentality to have. That you are responsible for your life. No power whatsoever, nothing's coming to help you, nothing's coming to save you. It looks like a very, very radical thing, and like something you should not say to people. But when you have this mentality, it causes you to do the work. You read books because you know, okay, if I don't learn these things, I would not achieve my goals. You would work hard, you will make the calls. When I started my business, I was making over 20 cold calls daily because I know that if I don't do it, no one's going to help me. Understanding that you are fully in control of your life is so important. And if there's anything you pick from today, lesson, just this one idea that you and you only are the sole determinant of whether you are going to be in the next 5 years or 10 years or 20 years. Only you can take yourself there. No power is coming to save you. That's number one. The second thing is an unshakable self-confidence. The idea that you believe, the idea that you can actually take yourself there. Several things can be 5/10, but confidence must be 10/10. It's crazy. Confidence must be 10/10. If you are not confident that you can change your life or you can take yourself to where you want it to be, you would not want to do the work. You would not, because you feel like, what if this fails? What if this fails? Last year, I was trying to figure out how to sell, how to market. That was my goal for last year. And like I said, understanding that you are the sole determinant, I started to read books. But my insecurities kicked in. I was feeling, will I be able to know how to say? Will I be able to know the right things to say, to convince people to pay me, because I was trying to push something. I wrote a book. How to Quit Bad Habits, How to Quit Unwanted Habits. When I launched the book, nobody was buying it. Then I figured the title is a very beautiful title. How to Quit Unwanted Habits. Everyone is interested in such a thing, right? How to Quit Unwanted Habits. But nobody was buying it. I then figured out that it is how I was presenting the book. I was presenting the book in a manner that wasn't so attractive. So I went all in because I know if I don't do this thing, no one's going to help me. I went all in. I read about 70 books on how to sell, how to market. I was able to figure it out. But during the time I was trying to learn this thing, my self-doubt were kicking in. So many times I'll be lazy. Many times I won't want to read. I won't want to do the testing because I was testing it. When I read something, I try it, I test it. I was losing money testing. But my point is that my self-doubt will always prevent me from doing it. But I now went all in. I read about 4 books on self-confidence, how to get confidence. If you are interested in that, that's the most beautiful thing you can ever learn. self-confidence. The psychology of self. Let me give you 4 books to read. The psychology of self-esteem by Natalie Badden and Ego. Then also read Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. That's A-W-N Rand. Self-confidence is so important because if you don't believe you can actually succeed, you won't want to do work. It's as simple as that. If you don't believe you can achieve something, you would not want to do what is right to do it. So the second thing is self-confidence, which I believe is so important because your self-confidence will be 10 over 10. If it's 9 over 10, you will have doubts. If you don't believe you can get a job, you will not want to send in your CV because you are like, they may not even accept it, they will not even read it. So self-confidence is the second thing you must know. It's very critical to you succeeding in life. And the third thing I would like to share is ambition, hunger, because there's something I used to do. I used to intentionally take away comfort from my abode, intentionally. Like, personal as a person, I do not watch movies. The reason is that I want my problems to be obvious. I want them to be in my face so I can remain hungry and chase my goals. Ambition is really powerful because in this country, like I used to tell people, this country lacks ambitious people. Trust me, we lack ambitious people in this country. Many people are just okay with having some coins in their bank accounts. But when you're hungry, you want more. You have big goals. You have things you are looking up to. You want to build the biggest company in the whole universe. You would chase life differently from most people. You do things differently from most people. You would not do certain things. I don't watch movies. I'm not saying that to brag. If you ask my siblings, I do not watch movies because I want to remain hungry. I want my problems to still be my face. Like, Tobi, I've not gotten to your place yet. You're not gotten to where you want to be yet. So ambition is really important. So the first thing is to become fully responsible of wherever you are right now. Like, you should understand that where you are right now, it's fine. You got yourself here. The reason if you are broke right now, you believe, okay, I'm broke right now. If you are struggling right now, you understand that you are struggling because of the things you did, intentionally or not intentionally, but the things you did in the past. And to get yourself to where you want to be, you also have to have the realization that, okay, I am the only one that can take myself there. I am the only one that can make myself a successful person. I'm the only one that can make myself brilliant. If you are broke, if you are going through any struggle in life, understanding that you are fully responsible for your life is the first critical thing. It's like the first ticket because self-confidence, ambition, you won't have those things unless you believe that you can actually, you're the soul time, unless you believe that you are the only one that can do it. The second thing is self-confidence, like I said. Self-confidence is super powerful, super important. And third thing is ambition. So the three critical things, if you can get them clear, you can get them fixed. Those three things, you can get them fixed. I believe your chances are unlimited because everything falls under them. If it's, for instance, if you start a company right now and you're struggling with, you are losing clients or you're losing staffs, those three things are the foundation because you believe, okay, I'm losing customers, I'm losing my staff, but my staff are not staying. You would sit down and research. You would research and say, okay, how do you get staff staying? Do I do something like a commission? So when a staff come in, I say 10% of the salary is going to be kept in the workplace because the foundation is clear. Right? You know that you are the only one that can fix your problem, the only one that can make change in your life. Those two things are, I believe, are the ultimate thing you must have fixed if you are going to get to any success.
Fantastic. That is awesome and profound. Number one, you said you are responsible for your life. And yes, we are all responsible for our life, as you said. And number two, unshakable self-confidence. And you said it must be 10 over 10.
10 over 10.
10 over 10. That is A plus. A plus plus. 100 over 100.
If it's 9 over 10, we won't still want to do the work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. These are profound points. And number three, you said we should be ambitious.
Yes, hungry.
We should be hungry, ambitious. Yes. Guys, don't forget what we are discussing today is how to identify and maximize your critical success factors. And Mr. Tobi has come to tell us that number one, you have to be responsible for your life. Nobody's going to live your life for you. Nobody's going to live my life for you. And, he said something very, very strategic and delicate. Delicate because Nigerians don't like to hear, they always want to, rely on God for everything, even for the food you are going to eat tonight. You want to rely on God for, your exams that students will go to, churches and mosques and wherever with their biro to pray to biro. Guy, go and read. And to those that are doing business, this is the money you're supposed to invest in your business. Many of our countrymen and women, we rather remove 10% out of the money that is not even enough. And then, because the money is not enough, the business is going to delay and you'll be waiting for more money. And as you are waiting for more money, you will start taking from the money that was completed before. You start taking from it, And, all of a sudden you realize that, oh, you have to wait till next year before you start that business again. He's saying we must be very, very responsible for our life. Yeah, we are not saying leave God out of it, but leave God out. We are leave God, take a step, start writing the book. We should stop saying, God will help us. God will help us. That is the phrase I really do not like. The way people just slot in that word. Why is this country going towards this direction, and what can we do? The answer you will hear is God will help us.
It's the lazy way to do this. They just hand it over to one day.
Absolutely. So we have to be 100% responsible, and that is strategic. And to those that are very, very religious, and as I was having a discussion with a friend in Canada last Sunday, and then I was telling him that, well, many Nigerians are even more holier than Jesus Christ. They are more holier and more religious than Jesus Christ, that if Jesus is telling you that be responsible for your life, they will tell Jesus that, no, you have to help me. And Jesus will tell you, be responsible for your life again. And you say, no, Jesus, please, not until you answer me. I won't do it. I won't go ahead. And rather than thinking, they will go to mountain and start praying. Praying for ideas. Whereas those that do not even believe in God, those that are not Christians, they are not Muslims, they are not religious in any way, when an idea comes to them, they maximize it. They start running with it. And they are ruling the world. All of these apps we are using, majority of them are designed by these people. They don't know what church is. They don't have a pastor that will, a simple idea comes to you, and the first thing you want to do is to first discuss it with your pastor. If the pastor say, yeah, go ahead. And if the pastor said no,
he says it's not related to the things of the gospel, you will drop it.
Yeah. You can imagine Mark Zuckerberg discussing Facebook with his pastor. Nothing existed like Facebook before Facebook. So how can his pastor understand that concept? So to those of you struggling and you always want to be responsible, you always want to be a good child, and don't let us go religious. Let's stay with this. Be 100% responsible. Yeah, it's messy. It is very messy, and we have taken so much away from ourselves. I really wish I'm not talking about all this. The colonial masters, we keep pointing to them that this is what they took from us. This is what they took from us. This is what they did to us. They are doing this to us. But, based on what you said to us this evening, that we have to be fully responsible for ourselves.
Yes,
the colonial guys.
There's this entitlement mentality. Okay, I still hear that story. People tell me they like, if you ask these Yahoo boys, most of these fraudsters, if you ask them why they are into this thing, they'll tell you the white took away from them. I'm like, they are taken away from you several years back. What have you done? Singapore, India, they were also colonized. Most of if you look at Dubai 30 years ago, you would not, and look at Dubai now, the difference is so great.
Absolutely.
And it's because someone just started and said, we are the one can fix ourselves. If nothing happens, nothing happens. But people are still having that mentality, like, forget grandmasters, fix your problems.
Absolutely. You talk about Dubai, that is a very classical example. And guys, if you have not read about that great place, start reading about United Arab Emirates. Just read few things about it. Then you will understand what we are talking about this evening. Now you talk about entitlement mindset.
Mentality.
I want to, mentality. Can you just talk a bit about that? Entitlement mentality, yeah.
It's the idea that people owe you things or someone owe you things. That's why still going to the same idea of you being completely responsible for your life. People expect, I don't know how to really put it, but I just know one thing that I see that all around me. So many people want other people to fix their problems. Meanwhile, your problem are just to be fixed. For instance, I intentionally, because I know how the country is doing, I intentionally make sure I diversify how my money is coming in. Because I understand that the government right now can even block Facebook and block Twitter. But I know the Ghanaians are a little bit stable. So understanding that fact, I know I'm the only one that can actually help myself. Right? I'm the only one that is in charge of my revenue source, in charge of my income, everything. That is so important. Understanding that no one owes you anything. If your life is in a certain place right now, it is because of the decisions you made, the choices you made in the past, and you just need to accept that and move on and get that clear and understand that only you can take yourself from where it is right now to where you want it to be. Nobody, forget anybody. It's a very powerful mindset. I think if everyone can have it, I believe they can actually succeed. Anybody can succeed because every single thing is tied to that aspect. Whether it's doing the work, whether it's reading, whether it's intentionally building connections with people, with successful people. I believe getting that clear, you are fully responsible for your life. I believe that can be ingrained. If anybody's taking anything from this question right now, it is that one. If it's that one thing you take, you can actually achieve anything you want. The idea that only you are responsible for your life. Forget. Read the entitlement mentality. No one owes you anything. Nobody owes you anything. Your rich uncle is now paying. Forget that. Make do with what you have. You have so many things that can help you succeed right now. You may not know, but you have talent. You have skills. Every single thing. For instance, the way my income source is built is coming from my programming skills, my writing skills. All those skills I taught myself personally. I taught myself how to code. I taught myself JavaScript. I taught myself all the languages because I know if I do not accept, because let me tell you a story. When I was with my dad in Abuja, right, because I was at home, my siblings were in university. So I was like a burden to them. So I intentionally did not always ask them for money. The way I remember I had to call a friend. I told him, employ me. He has the blog. I said, employ me, I'll write for you. Right? He was paying me certain amount monthly. He was paying me 3,000 naira monthly. I saved that money for 4 months. That's why I used to buy a domain to start my web design business. I did not have a dime for my parents. It sounds, most of the time, people insult motivational speakers, they say, start a business with tomato. But it's like a very, very interesting story. I did not call my parents for capital in any way. I said whenever my dad sent me out, I'll do my dad. Whenever I sent me out, I'll save the money. Right? Because I understood that I want to be the only one in charge. Like I want to be completely in charge of everything that happens to me. I do not want to open anybody because, and me, I was in a position whereby it wasn't even easy for me to ask because I felt like a burden, right? So I intentionally just accepted that idea that if you don't succeed, Tobi, nobody's going to help you. And Absolutely. That's why I believe that mentality is really, no one is coming to help you. Get that clear.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. That is very profound, and we can't overemphasize it. Now, the number 2 you said, we must have, unshakable. You use that to qualify or to measure the self-confidence that you are talking about. So unshakable one, just know that, hey, now that you are now responsible for your life, now you must completely be courageous. If I'm to substitute self-confidence for another word, how we use courageous, be self-confident, 100%. And number 3, be ambitious, be hungry. Be hungry. Now, let me quickly say something before you continue, sir. Okay, let me quickly skip in something. You see, people keep abusing motivational speakers, and the point is that it is not what the guy or it is not what the motivational is saying that is wrong. It is your own ability to apply what he said that is wrong. See, motivational speakers are not magicians. They tell you principle, they teach you principle, Some of them are American-based.
Yes.
So you should be able to decipher that, okay, can this particular one work in Nigeria? Okay, this will work in Nigeria. Okay, this principle, well, principle works everywhere. You have gravitational force in the air everywhere. You have laws in place everywhere. You have principles. Principles don't fail. So when motivational speakers, absolutely, when motivational speakers come up and they start talking about principle, and those that are already fed up because you have tried without budgeting, because how do you succeed in business without budgeting? How do you, because you cannot just be an impulse giver, like, oh, this person has a need, you give. This another person has a need, you give. Oh, my family is doing something, you give. Oh, some people are doing birthday, you give. Some people are doing naming, you give. Hey, business will suffer. So all of these things are very, very important. Now, let me quickly ask you this question from one of the wisdom of one of the richest man that ever lived, John D. Rockefeller. He said, don't be afraid to give up the good to do the great. Do not be afraid to give up the good to do the great. So now, Mr. Tobi, how do you charge us to ignore the good? Now, some people are having results now. They are doing this and they are having results. Now, you are saying, oh, many are not even just ambitious because they have, you use the word coin. They have little coins in their bank accounts. And because they are the only ones that they feel, okay, I'm the only one that can do this thing in my streets. Or, they feel, yeah, they are good because of the little coin. Now, how do you charge that fellow that, hey, guy, the battle is not between the good and the bad. The battle and the purpose of this discussion is not between the good and the bad, it's between the good and the great. So critical success factors. So how do you move from where you are? If you are doing averagely, okay, fantastic. How do you move up from where you are to where, to a higher realm? Because, life is in progress. Kindly address that.
So first of all, you have to want it, because you won't want it if you don't want it. You have to want to get to that place. And
be
I believe
again. We are back there.
Yes, you have to want. So now, for instance, if your company is making maybe 10 million naira monthly, an example, and you want it to get to 100 million, you have to sit down and say, like what Dangote said. He said when his company, he said he used the profits from every company to build the next company. So if you want to become 100 million naira richer, for instance, you won't spend all the 10 million naira you're making. You would have strategies in place. You say, okay, this is what I'm going to key this into. This is what I'm going to key this into. You have strategies in place. Like I always say, it's always beautiful to plan. That's why I always work with pen and paper and books. It's always beautiful to plan. And one thing about life is that very few things happen by accident. Very few things happen by accident. Most things happen intentionally in the sense that you have to be intentional about them. So you can't just be hoping that you build an 100 million naira monthly business. You have to be intentional about it. You have to have strategies in place, have a plan, because this is not like black and white. So I can't tell you. I don't know the business anybody is listening to this is in, right? Yeah. So I can't give you pure tactics or anything like that. What I can say is, one, you have to want it. You have to want it badly, because it's easy when you get few results. It's easy to want to slack. It's easy to want to relax. This is why one thing I recommend to people is that don't take your problems away from your face. Like it feels like a very, very radical thing, because many people feel like you should actually enjoy life now since you are making results. But me, I always have the opinion that still keep your problems in your face. If, for instance, you were really poor growing up, and you have already started in mind that you want to really rich, when you have few nairas, it's easy to want to show up, because new people that show up are always new money people. If you are really poor and you become rich, it's easy for you to want to show up, because you want to show your friends that now I've changed my story. But you have to relax and say, let me first get to that top position, right? Because it's so easy. My mindset with money is that it's so easy to become broke unless you tie your money down. So if you want to build, so I don't digress, if you want to build something really successful, you want to go to the higher place, you have to have your mind set on it. Zuckerberg built Facebook, and when they were growing, he always said that they want to dominate. There's a particular guy working with Zuckerberg. The guy is the VP of AR right now. and the buzzwords. In every single meeting, they always say dominate social interaction, and that's their key. Facebook must dominate social interaction. Facebook owns WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook, right? They totally dominate this social interaction, totally.
Absolutely.
Success is not accident. It must be intentional. Every single person that succeeded, it's not by dashing. I used to laugh and go bank on hope or waiting for helpers. No, it is not by accident. It must be intentional. So any single result you want to get, you must have a plan. There's a place for luck, right? No doubt. Luck happens, right? I can't see every single thing that happens to me right now. I've been in a good place, several things. Luck, but don't wait for it. Don't hope for it. You just do what you do. Have plans. Be intentional about the process. Be intentional. Be intentional. It's really key because very few things happen by accident. Most things happen intentionally. Most things that happen, you listen to the guy that found it. If you ask Warren Buffett, when Warren was saying, they asked him, "Do you believe you are going to reach?" He said, "Yes, I always believe I'm going to reach. I always believe that." When you believe you're always going to reach, you won't. My brother started investing since he was 14, since he was 12. That's when I started investing. So it was a process. Zuckerberg has built a social network for his father when he was still a Pradu. He built something called Zocnet for his father. His father is a doctor. So he was able to connect their house to the dentist. His father is a doctor. Right? So most success are intentional. So if you know you want to become a billionaire, you want to become a millionaire, you want to have the biggest business, you want to have the best marriage, the best relationship, you have to be totally intentional about it. Like I said, you must understand that you must be intentional about it. Things happen by accident, trust me, but they really do. Most things that you see happen with thoughtful process, with thoughtful planning.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Be intentional, be deliberate, desire it. You cannot become a billionaire by luck, if I get you right.
Yes.
Nobody can become a billionaire by luck. Wow, that's profound.
You have to want.
Yeah, thank you very, very much. I sincerely appreciate your time. Now, in closing, I want you to please tell us, you will tell us two things. You will conclude on your thoughts, and then you will tell us about your books. Now, most importantly, the most recent one, I like that book. How can we get it? Where can we get it? And to those that want to meet you, how can they locate you? Your email, you can do that, and when you are done doing that, then you will close your thoughts altogether. Now, the way I really desire we do it is, I know you are going to, okay, before you address that, let me quickly clarify something that, hey, we are not against God here. We pray too, and we love God probably more than most people that put it on their head. But the point is, if you must do it, hey, go ahead and do it. You have God inside you. In fact, the Yoruba.
That walk like there's a God and pray that like there's a God, right?
Absolutely.
Walk like there's no God and pray like there's a God. Understand that mindset. You just there's a place for everything. I believe that. I am also, my father is a pastor. My dad owns a good church in Abuja. So it's not that I'm not being spiritual, but I'm understanding that success falls down to principle. Muslims can become billionaires. Christians can become billionaires because God is not involved in the wealth creation process. I always say that. People always, he's not involved in it. It's a process. It's a principle, right? God supports you in the sense that God supports you. God makes it easy, right? But you must first apply those principles and do the work.
Absolutely.
Basically, that's it.
Absolutely.
You are not against God. I'm not against God.
Oh yeah. So we have to clarify that before we are put in that box, religious box.
Yes,
well, we are not against God, and I am not again religious, and I'm not sorry to say that. So, okay, I think we've cleared that. Please tell us about your book, especially this recent one that we spoke about the last time we spoke.
Okay. All right. So the new book that I just wrote now is titled "Quit Porn and Masturbation." Right. So, like I said, growing up, I struggled really early in life. So that time, to help myself to become good, to become happy, I got addicted to pornography and masturbation. So I was able to figure out a simple process to quit. And looking around, I noticed that that process is really different from what most people are preaching. Most people preach willpower to quit habits. Most people preach several things to quit habits. But the new point I discovered is that you are not addicted to the habit itself. You are addicted to the reward you get from the habit. So if you are addicted to, for instance, smoking or masturbation, you are addicted to the reward that those habits give you because you want some companionship. You want some maybe you are feeling lonely, maybe you are down in life. Many times we fall into habits to just like have a support system. So you are addicted to the reward. So the new process I discovered helps you quit pornography and masturbation faster. So if you want to get the book, it's a very straightforward link. If you're in Nigeria, it's badhabitsformula.com/quitporn. If you're in Ghana, badhabitsformula.com/quit pornography. And then if you're in Kenya, badhabitsformula.com/overcome porn. So those are the three links. If you're in any other part of the world, it's badhabitsformula.com/quit.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
those
Please.
things,
Let me quickly do something very simple. Please, yes, quickly. Is it possible for us to have a date next week on this platform where you will come to just tell us briefly about what is in that book? Something like that we just whet our appetite. And then I will like you, if you can, to do a bit of presentation, but getting the book is extremely important. So you leave some juicy part of it. I know you know what to do. So it's like you want to market the book, but without marketing, without revealing all the things that in a way that everybody
I get that.
All right, thank you very much. So will that be possible next week?
Yes, next week, Friday will be fine by me. Next week, Friday will be fine by me. I don't know if that works for you.
Friday, fantastic. Okay, now a very, very quick one. To those that have been praying that, God, please, I want to quit this thing. Lord, I don't want this thing. Lord, I don't want this thing. We've all prayed those prayers and we keep getting back to it. Mr. Tobi said he's a pastor, and I'm sure he must have prayed, possibly fasted over those habits, but you keep going back to it. I have been through that path too, but it will be great to have you come around to tell us, okay, how we can overcome this, and then getting the book is going to present to all of us a broader picture of what you have been saying. So thank you very, very much. So how do you close, my great friend?
How close is just understand, it's something I always tell everybody, understanding that you are fully responsible for your life. So like I said, that's how I'm going to close. Get that clear, because every single thing I can tell you may not work for you. I can give you a strategy, may not work for you. But when you understand that you are fully responsible for your life, you will do things, you keep on trying. Like it's something I call the crack code for success. The crack code for success is try again, try again, and succeed. Right? So every single thing I can tell you can feel, I can give you, which is why when I'm reading or when I'm trying to figure out something, I do not chase tactics. I do not chase tricks. I chase the psychology. I chase the underlying foundation. So the underlying foundation to succeed is basically understanding that you are fully responsible for your life. When you can get that clear, every single thing, you can figure out every single thing. You can figure out every single thing. When you get that, you are fully responsible for life. Don't wait for anything to help you. So that's how I would like to end.
Awesome. Thank you. And I can't actually thank you enough, my friend. Thank you so much. And,
thank you very much.
I believe we have been greatly, impacted. We've learned so much from what you said. The formula is so simple, and the formula is what we've been living with. Just be responsible for your life. It sounds simple, but that is all. That is all you need to get your life rolling. That is what you need to get your life started. Just know that there is no father somewhere, no uncle somewhere. Okay, your uncle is the governor, your immediate younger brother is a senator. Okay, your father is this, your father is that. Please leave those things. Run your race. Be known for something great.
Yes.
Maximize your gift. You are so much gifted than you know. You are extremely gifted. You don't know what you're worth. You don't know what you're worth. Like he said, when Warren Buffett was asked, have you always known that you'll be rich? He said, yes, I've known. I have always known that because he's been living his life based on principle. And the three major principles that Mr. Tobi shared with us this evening, if you're willing to follow through, be responsible. No, it is not, see, there is no friend is responsible for your life. Don't expect a friend to help you become a success. All right. If a friend is not answering you the way you expected him, please move on. You have to find a way out of this labyrinth of life. You have to just find your way. Keep moving. If it fails, get up again, do it, but be more informed. Don't keep doing the same thing and you keep failing and you are saying, the motivational speakers will say, if you fail, do it again. If you fail, do it again. No, that's not what they are saying. If you fail, learn, ask, why did I fail? What did I miss? Yes. Please say what you said.
Try again. When it fails, refine it. Understand? Like, don't just, most people try. Like I always say, persistence is the key to success. But there's something called like blind persistence. When people just keep trying and trying and trying. Yeah. Like Albert Einstein said, the easiest way to fail is to keep on trying something and still expect a different result. When you try something and it fails, you pause, you step, you come back, you say, why did this thing fail? Then you find the process. Then you try again. You find the process. Then you try again. There's nothing in life that if you can try again and you find and try that you won't figure out. There's nothing in life. Awesome. But the key is to not just keep on trying and trying and trying. Try, pause, look, is this working? Is this going to work? Does this look as if it's going to work at all? If you feel it's not going to work, then you find the process and then try again. That's the key. I believe that's the crack code to success.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. And, we are glad for the promise, the date promise next Friday, and we work towards it from our organization side. Thank you, Mr. Tobi, and thank you, listeners. Thank you, viewers. If you are watching live, thank you. And well, if you are not live with us, if you are going to be watching this later, thank you too. The most important thing is, please, let's do stuff. Say, Nigeria, there are several billions of opportunity in Nigeria. Let's do stuff.
Yes.
Say, if some guys say the money you are saving to travel abroad, well, it's good you travel abroad. If you have the opportunity, please do. Well, but the money that you are using, you are saving to travel abroad. If you put that money in some businesses here, by the time those businesses start yielding, you will not want to travel abroad again.
I need to tell people that there's some markets are already very matured in foreign countries. There's several things you can start in foreign countries. If you start a gas business in Nigeria, like this small gas, you can sell, you can make money. But if you start a business in foreign countries, you may not be rich. And also, people are always attracted to the idea of you earn in dollars, you make so much money. It's beautiful. The only way to actually become rich, I believe you can become rich, is when you are in Nigeria and earning in dollars. If you are earning in dollars in America, right, you will not be as rich as you think.
Fantastic. That's profound. Well, don't let me say much about me. Now, let me quickly say this, that, money will not make anybody rich. Well, if you think it is money that will make me rich, no, money don't make you rich. The real money is virtual. As a matter of fact, if you go to a bank and you give the money, you drop the money with a cashier and you walk back, 5 minutes after then you return to the bank. If you be given money, it is no more your money that you are being given. Money is virtual. Money is not physical. So real wealth is not tangible. Real wealth is not tangible. So take all that Mark Zuckerberg, take all that Elon Musk has from him today. He's going to duplicate those things in the shortest time.
Yes,
they are going to. Absolutely. So,
because money is basically just an exchange of value. You have something, people pay for it. Like I always tell people, the secret to rich is to exchange value. Nobody wants to give you money. Nobody wants to dash you money. People are only going to give you money when you have what they want.
Absolutely.
So if you have they want, they are willing to pay for it. Absolutely. That's how money. I see money as you give him value,
An
then
exchange
expect
of
it. Then
value.
the way the word works, like what someone told me, really, really profound. He said, people may likely go to hellfire because the secret to becoming rich is to contribute. Nobody is ready. We don't want that to reach. Nobody wants that to reach intentionally. The reason is rich is because we pay for his product. If you don't eat the spaghetti, you may not survive. If you don't buy his cement, you will not build your houses. So he's offering value to us. So we are giving him money. So money basically is an exchange of value. Is this person has something that is really valuable. So I believe, like I always said, like what you said is really beautiful. In the sense that if you take the money these people have, right, and you treat them in an island, they can probably still make the money back because it's just the mindset. It's the idea that I just need to just think of something valuable, offer it to the world, and they'll pay me for it. Right?
Absolutely.
Facebook now, for instance, on my ad, I've spent close to 1 million, more than 1 million naira on my Facebook ads easily, and I don't regret it because Zuckerberg is giving me value for my money. Right? The books, the product I advertise on it is coming back to me. So basically, I think money is basically just an exchange for value. Once you have something that is valuable, which is why the skills you learn, and not all skills are valuable. That's another lesson. Not all skills are valuable. If you know how to sweep, for instance, that's not a skill because everyone can do it. Someone is going to pay you 1 million naira to sweep, no matter what happens. So some skills are more valuable than some skills. So learn the valuable skills, offer value, then you can easily become rich. I believe that. Once you just understand, that method is really key. Don't chase money, chase value, become valuable. When you are valuable, you attract money because people do not want to give you money willingly. People only want to give you money if you have what they want, what they need.
That's right. That's right. Well, I think we have to stop here because we can go on and on and on and be here for the next 3 hours. So thank you again. I sincerely appreciate your time. And viewers, thank you so much. God bless you all as you make use of these 3 bullets, facts that Mr. Tobi has given us today, that, be responsible for your life. Self-confidence is very, very important. It must not be a shakable one. It must be the unshakable one. Your self-confidence must be 10 upon 10, 10 over 10. And then be hungry for greatness, be hungry for it, be ambitious. They will tell you are stubborn, don't listen to them. They will tell you are stupid, don't listen to them. They will say you don't like fun, don't listen to them. They will even say you are not even fun to be with. It's okay. They will say all sorts of things, but those things do not matter. Just tell them, give me some more years. I will have time to come to your party. Just give me some more years. You will know that I am the greatest lover of fun, but there are so much at stake now that we have to face. Thank you again, and I pray God bless you. Really good. Many thanks.
Thank you.
If you've not subscribed, kindly subscribe. Many thanks, and God bless you. Thank you, my brother.
Yeah. Yeah, bye.